Hey, what's happening, Nation? It's Joku. It has been like 4 months since I have gone live, and I do apologize for that, but I really do appreciate you guys that do come out for this. Happy Easter to everybody. This show might end up being a little bit sloppy just because I have not been live in such a long damn time, but I really just wanted to hear from you guys, just kind of get your opinions on how you're feeling about this season. There's a few things that I did want to touch on right off the bat. And so let me know what you guys think about this. The first one was Darius Philon coming out for his or coming in for an interview. I don't know. I'm really on board with him coming back on this team. I was under the impression that he was going to be done for the rest of his career, which kind of sucked. I did not want to see that happen, but I thought his injury was worse than it actually was. So hopefully he does come back. I would take him back on this team 110%. That would help out our defensive line tremendously. I do really like the way that our defensive line is set up right now, but I do feel like it does not have enough depth on it as it sits right now. And there's a few other positional groups that I feel do not have the depth behind it that they did last season. It kind of scares the shit out of me, especially on the defensive side of the ball. So hit me up on that. And then the other guy on defense, a lot of you guys have hit me up about this, and you're like, dude, Harmon was one of the best rated safeties in football last season. I don't understand why you're not putting him in your lineups. I am in Atlanta. I watched that dude's games last season, all 17 of them. And he did. He started out all 17 games. And I'm torn on it, dude, because a lot like you saw out of former Raider players, he was a bright spot on an incredibly shit defense. And then the season before that, he was playing in Detroit, and he was a bright spot on a complete shit defense. And then when he played for the 6 years for the Patriots, when he first came into the league, the dude only started 6 games one time. So I'm not completely sold on him. He is 31 years old. I think he is a ball hawk. The dude does get a hell of a lot of picks, so I will give him that. I really do like that aspect that he does bring to the team. But he's going to have to work his ass off if he wants to win one of the safety spots on this team going into next season. It's the reason I have not cut him out yet. It's the reason I have not put him into any of the lineups. But I really just want to see how that whole safety room and cornerback room shakes out, because we have brought in a hell of a lot of rookie cornerbacks, and I'm really curious to see if we end up drafting one. We brought in a hell of a lot of rookie tight ends. I'm really curious to see if we end up drafting one, because we have a lot of positions that we need depth at. And as far as those two positions are concerned, I really don't think those are the biggest needs unless you're planning on getting rid of a dude like Mullen, or you're planning on getting rid of a dude like Foster Moreau. I don't think we're getting rid of Waller, but you never know what shit's going to happen during the draft. So let me know, man. Hit me up. Let me know your thoughts. I really just wanted to come out and hear from you guys. I wanted to do this the old school way like I used to, and just kind of read through everybody's comments, hit as many as I possibly could, and just kind of reconnect with you guys, because it has sucked. I'm not going to lie. I built this show off going live, and I've got away from it for a good damn minute now, and I really appreciate you guys still checking everything out, but I wanted to just hear from y'all because I miss a hell of a lot of you. So we're not going to waste too much time. I'm jumping straight to your comments tonight. Jack, what's going on, dude? Boy George, what's happening, man? Joseph, what's up? Pizza, dude, finally back. Yes, it's been a long damn time. Will, how are you doing? I appreciate it, dude. Raider Lee, happy Easter to you. My kids woke up early as hell this morning. We did everything Easter all day long, and then we got back home. They got school in the morning, so everybody's crashed out. I had an hour, and I was like, dude, I got up like an hour. I was like, go live. It might suck, but just go live and see what happens with it. I'm just glad you're done watching all. Dude, I don't know, man. I kind of like that USFL, just kind of seeing those guys like have another opportunity to maybe break into the NFL and get a contract. I liked it, dude. I really did. I'm not going to lie. Happy Easter, dude. I appreciate it, man. Chevy, what's going on, dude? It's been a minute. I've been waiting for a live, but right now I'm faded. It might not last. I understand where you're coming from. Ryu, dude, I appreciate that. You know that is not what this channel is about. Everett, how are you doing? It's Easter. Wow, happy Easter, Joku. Time is flying. Yeah, no shit, dude. This whole year seems to be like cruising by faster than I want it to. Have you named any of your fish after Raider players? No, I have not. I'm not going to lie. They're all named after like dumbass cartoons, and I'm not ashamed of it. Al, what's happening, dude? It's been a minute. Tupac, how are you doing? Hype for this season? Dude, I'm more jacked up about this season than I've been in a long damn time. Like, I'm talking 10 to 15 years. I was not jacked up when we first like hired Gruden back, and everybody was like, dude, this is gonna be excellent. And I was like, shit, this is gonna kind of suck. I'm not gonna lie. It's gonna end up making us take a step backwards. But he was able to revamp this team, dude, and he was able to kind of bring things back up. And then he built a pretty legitimate roster, and that's kind of the roster that you're seeing tweaked right now. And I think we're making the right moves with it. I think we're in better hands right now than we were with Gruden, because I think the offensive side of the football, and I know I'm going to catch some shit for this, but I think that kind of passed Gruden by. The dude was way too conservative for the way that the NFL is set up right now. I think you're going to see like a huge damn splash this season. I cannot wait for that shit. Uh, oh, DeMarcus, what's going on, dude? I appreciate that, man. 6K has been a long-ass journey for me. What's your thoughts on us getting Bradbury, if released, at cornerback and Darrell Williams at right tackle? Dude, I would take Williams at right tackle in a freaking heartbeat. I am not going to lie. That cornerback position, I really want to see how it shakes out, man. Phylon would be welcomed, and McCoy play half the time and coach the other half. Depth, dude, we need that depth. I understand what you're saying, but I'd take Phylon alone. Like, I would take that alone. Oh, Dominic, what's happening? Mike, how are you doing, dude? You go into the draft. Who you got at 86? Man, Ryu, dude, I appreciate that. I am not going to the draft at all. I guarantee you my ass will be working. That the whole draft happens over a weekend, and that is my life. It's just kind of slinging pizzas on the weekends. As far as that number 86 pick goes, I am going to do a couple draft videos over the next few weeks. I know the draft is on the 28th, so I want to wait till it gets a little bit closer. I'd actually recorded a few mock drafts, but they really didn't pan out the way that I thought they were going to. I'm honestly looking at a linebacker at that 86 spot. I highly doubt that shit is going to happen. But if we don't end up making some kind of move to get a right tackle on this team, I would not be shocked at all if we got the best one available on the board. Yo, what's happening, dude? It's good to see you, man. Thank you for coming out. Offensive tackle or cornerback at 86. I'm leaning more towards offensive tackle. Need that speed wideout or that freak cornerback at 86. Dude, I'm telling you, man. We got DeMarcus Robinson. That dude is a speed wide receiver. I mean, I understand he's not like the fastest fucking dude in the NFL, but he's still a dude that brings a hell of a lot of speed to that number 2 wide receiver spot. I think it just kind of got outshadowed because he was playing like next to one of the fastest dudes in the NFL as far as Tyreek Hill goes. But I don't know. I think he could honestly be that like speed guy if we needed him to be. That USFL is really fun so far. Teams play tomorrow. Dude, I've liked it so far. I'm not going to lie. It doesn't seem to have all the hype and the bullshit behind it. It just kind of comes out, and it just seems to be like a straight football game. It looks a little bit sloppy at times, and I'm really not like sold on the whole like drones flying around the field shit yet, but maybe I'll get used to it. Raider Dangerfield, how are you doing, man? Dodgers, what's going on? What's your biggest concern on the Raiders this year? My biggest concern as it sits right now, if I was looking at it and I've drawn up so many of these different lineups and so many of these different things, if we have one fucking injury on that offensive line, we're going to be fucked again just like we were last season. That is my biggest damn fear, because you can have every damn weapon that you want on the field, and if Derek Carr only has 2 seconds to get that ball out of his hand, we've seen that shit show happen before, and it just does not pan out. As it stands, dude, that is without a doubt my biggest fear on this team. Sorry, I got to catch back up. Josh Jacobs always looking unhappy on IG. You think we bring him back? I think the reason that he's looking unhappy on IG is because he knows that he is a really high possibility to be traded on draft day. I know a lot of people are saying, like, dude, you can end up getting like a first or a second for Josh Jacobs. There's no chance in hell that shit happens. If you go back and you look at Josh Jacobs' stat line outside that rookie year, things are not looking like 100% or extremely solid for him. I think we possibly could get a third, but I think that would be the highest that you could get for him. Dude, thank you very much, dude. What do you think our record will be? I don't know. I want to see the full schedule release because I love doing those breakdown videos. I pretty much nailed that shit and told you guys last season it was going to come down to us versus the Chargers to see who makes it in the playoffs. But I think this team, as long as we don't tweak it, it's like anything like extreme going through this draft and through the preseason, all that kind of bullshit, I could seriously see us being another 10 to 11 wins year, and it's going to take 10 wins to get you into the playoffs as far as this 17-week roster or 17-week season goes, but I really think we could end up knocking it out with 10. I think JJ's Twitter is freaking me out, dude. JJ's Twitter is something you got to keep up with. Oh, Wasted Talent, what's going on, dude? I have not talked to you very much at all, and I've seen that you have been growing like fucking crazy, so congratulations to you. That's been cool as shit. When I used to go live, I used to shout out the up-and-coming channels all the time. If you guys have not checked out Wasted Talent, please do. I try to check out most of your shows. When I do check them out, I'm usually at work. I just got my earbud in listening. That's why I never comment or do anything, because I'm fucking constantly working. Can't have both of those guys both hurt and so many on the roster. That's what I'm saying, dude. And like, I do so many of these breakdowns. Like when I did the running back room, I broke it down. I was, you've got to keep 4 running backs on this team. And then so many people hit me up and they're like, I don't consider a fullback a running back spot. I was like, well, you better, because if you don't consider that fullback spot a running back spot, you're not going to have a fullback on this damn team, because you're not going to end up cutting one of your tight ends off, because you're going to have to carry 3 tight ends. We're not going to only carry 2 tight ends, so you can carry a 4th or a 5th actual running back on this team. That kind of shit, dude, it's, you got to understand, we got to cut this shit down to a certain amount of players. Social media isn't real. Dirty Eric, what's happening, man? It's been a minute since you've been around. Mr. Marty, what's going on? Bring Dajak back? No, dude. I didn't want his ass on the team in the first place. Arkham, what's going on, dude? I really appreciate the shows you've been putting out lately. It's really been nice to see you putting yourself out there, man. Keep that shit up. What are your expectations on Leatherwood this year? I think if we keep Leatherwood at right guard, he will do a hell of a lot better than if we try to transition him back to that right tackle spot. I honestly think he could win that right guard position, and then we just have to be able to fill that right guard spot. And then a lot of people are saying it's going to be Illuminor or it's going to be good. Dude, I know that the coaching staff came out and they were like, oh man, or not good, I'm sorry. They were talking about Parker. And they were like, Parker's really going to be one of those players that really just ascends to the next level. I do not believe that shit at all. Like, at all. I've watched Parker struggle and be just a shit show for 3 to 4 seasons now, and it fucking drives me insane. If they're going to think that they're going to go out there and with some good coaching, that dude's going to turn some kind of magical corner, they're dead fucking wrong. We need to address that right tackle spot. We have to. Even if I made... Eat your dinner, man. Eat your dinner. I can't wait to see Derek Carr and Devontae Adams connection this upcoming season. I cannot either. I really think that's going to be something special. O-line for sure. That O-line has to be addressed. Don't we have Incognito still under contract? He's a great backup. No, I understand that he is gone. OBJ and Adams are close. Dude, I do not want Odell Beckham Jr. and all that fucking bullshit drama that he brings like on this team. But there are so many other wide receivers out there. I'd rather, like Landry. Landry's still sitting out there. Bring his ass on the team. That dude's like the ultimate professional. I do feel this offense will improve, but how much did New England's defense help with that? Yeah, no shit. New England's defense was one of the most elite in the league. The biggest need on draft day is offensive tackle at 86. I completely agree with you. Love your channel, bro. Hopefully you get to 10K soon. I appreciate it, Frank. Just slow and steady. That's how we roll. Health will win the West. All teams are so talented. Dude, I was going to do a video, like kind of... A lot of people get pissed when you start talking about things that aren't Raiders related, but I wanted to come out and just kind of break down like the entire AFC West and just see like who is the actual best team in the AFC West, because it is the strongest division in football, and these teams are jacked as shit. There is no arguing that. Everybody from even Denver, like if Russell Wilson pans out, Denver's offense is going to be fucking explosive as shit, and that defense is probably one of the better ones in the AFC West, because the Chargers have made a huge difference on their defensive side of the ball, and that offense was already looking pretty damn good. It's going to be a fucking test. I promise you it is. JT, man, I appreciate that. You don't have to do that. I work very hard for the money that I do make, and I have no problem accepting what YouTube gives me. But as far as this shit's concerned, like, save your money. Save your damn money. I'm not the dude to give it to. Oh, dude. Wasted dude anytime, dude. If you ever want to hook up, man, hit me up on Twitter. I will definitely do a show with you. Carr said Jacobs will be the happiest in this offense. I know, he did, and there's a lot of shit that you hear talk through every offseason about people being happy and what you bring on and who's going to be added to the team and added to the... And it's bullshit, dude. They're like blowing a big-ass smoke screen out there so you don't know, or so other teams don't know what you're going to do on draft day. So I'm not sold on it, man. In the same way at work, listen, but I cannot comment all the time. It's the way that it goes, dude. Wasted Ozzy is that guy, period. Dude, I've checked him out many a times. Joku, Dirty Man, thank you for coming out. Rob, what's happening, dude? I'm glad you can make it out. Raider Pete, what's happening? Josh Jacobs needs to stay put for this year. I know McDaniels by nature works with running back committees, but seal up the offensive line depth. And see, that's what I'm saying. I want to see Josh Jacobs and Drake play a full season together under a offensive mastermind that will end up using both of them to their maximum ability. When I was talking about those two dudes last year and they were coming out of their 2020 season, they were both 1,000-yard running backs. And I was like, dude, man, we got 2,000-yard backs on our team. If we can end up working this shit right, it's going to end up being something beautiful. And then, Drake ended up getting hurt, but even before that, like, Gruden was not using that shit properly. It was driving me insane. I'm really hoping that McDaniels can put that shit together. Aiden, what's happening, dude? It's Dr. Andy Sunlove. Oh, man, what's going on? I'm glad you can make it out to the show. Tell your dad I said what's going on. Wasted is really smart. Got to listen to him to get a reality. Oh, and the muddy media. Dude, yes. And there's so much bullshit that you have to fucking filter through to get to like the actual news that's happening. It drives me, oh dude, it drives me nuts. I think Perryman is a better fit for the 3-4. In a 3-4, you need another outside linebacker opposite of Jones because I don't think Freckle can start there. I don't think he can either. I'm not going to argue with you. But I will tell you, if we end up getting into like that 4-2-5 that we were talking about, that does not fit Perryman's ass at all. But I think it's going to be like a main base of that 3-4. And then you're going to see us transition into that 4-2-5 that I think looks sick as shit. And I know I pulled some people out of it and people got pissed about it. But at the same time, you got to be able to mix things up. And it's not always going to be those same dudes. You have to take a look at those different looks. JT, what's happening? Field health starts in the training room. Is Deuce still our strength coach? Too many injuries under him? No, I don't believe so. I believe we brought in like a whole different sub-staff, and I was happy as shit to see him go. I pray to God I am not wrong about that. Noel Dill, yet Landry, yes. Dude, I would take Landry on this fucking team in a heartbeat. He is one of my favorite receivers in the NFL, hands down. I don't care. Besides the Raiders channels that despise you, who do you... Oh, that you despise? Who do you like out there? Dude, Frank, don't get me wrong, man. I enjoy all Raiders channels. I watch damn near all of them. Some of them do piss me off. Some of them piss you guys off. I'm not going to sit here and name all those dudes. And some of those guys I have had my differences with over the years. And that just kind of is what it is. This is a really fucking passionate group of people, and people go head to head sometimes, and that shit doesn't always work out. There are a few dudes that I do truly love. Samoa Raider, it's like one of the dudes that I've followed forever. Sanji, I love. Raid the Tape, I think he puts on like a damn good show. Raider Ben, there's like dude, the laundry list could go on and on. I just like when people bring original shit. If you're gonna go out there and copy somebody's shit, so be it. There's nothing they can do to stop you, but like bring your own stuff. Like bring your own fucking show. That's what I respect. Like whether you like it or not, that's the one I like. What OBJ drama? Dude, fuck that, dude. Deuce was retained as the assistant strength coach. As long as he's the assistant, I will take that. Who's the better defensive end, Chargers or the Raiders? Man, that's tough. That is two fucking elite groups. That's probably two of the best defensive end groups in football. If we can show up at the right tackle and the defensive tackle, I don't see why we can't win the Super Bowl this year. I see absolutely no reason why this team cannot go on a strong-ass run this year. Is there a starting right tackle at 86? That's the thing. Not you start getting into third round offensive linemen. Like we've pulled some gems out of the third round in the past, but they've never been like across that offensive line to where it's been like you're coming in, you're the starter. I don't see that shit happening. That's why I think we have to address it. Like before that point. No way the new coaching staff has any faith in Parker. There's way too much film on him for that's what I'm saying, Leonard, dude. So I don't know why they come out and they talk his ass up so much because we all know that shit's not true. Eggle, what's happening, dude? Thank you for coming out. Bubble, what's happening? If George Pickens drops to around our third round pick, giant if, but what if he does? Would you grab him? Yes, I would. Even if we had to trade up a few spots for him, like nothing too crazy, I would make sure that I made that happen. Landry wants paper. Yes, he does, but he deserves that shit. Yoshi, what's good, dude? I think the new offensive system likes Jake's up and makes sure that he succeeds. I also think they don't want to pay him $10 million for sure. That's the other thing. His contract is so damn big. They will keep a draft running backs late. I'll give you that, but no, man. I still really like Ragus. Who you got? Who got the click up for these dudes? Oh man, Raider man, I appreciate you, dude. And the drafts keep them for the rookie year, then contract and then move on. It seems to kind of be the way that these running backs are working right now. But a lot of these running backs that you're seeing come onto these teams, it's in like the late first or the early second, or honestly even through the second round. You let those dudes play through their contracts. It's very rare that you pluck like a true superstar out of like the third or fourth round on the offensive side of the ball, unless it's some wide receiver that kind of steps up. You can kind of do it with defensive talent if you're giving them time to kind of progress and kind of learn systems. But a lot of people, you don't have that opportunity in the NFL anymore, and it kind of sucks. Too much nonsense on ESPN and the rest of the talking heads. Shit drives me nuts, Todd. I'm right there with you. Watch out for Abram Lucas, right tackle from Washington State. He just might be available at pick 86. I'll have to look up on him. I honestly don't know him. If I'm lying, I'm dying podcast. What's up, Dave? Thank you for coming out. Dave, what's happening? What do you think of our Denver Broncos this year, Joku? Should we be afraid? It's like 110% relies on Wilson's shoulders, dude. If he shows up and plays like he did a few years ago, which we've seen in the past, like players go to the Broncos, and all of a sudden they're like, I got 2 more years in me, and it's going to be the best 2 fucking years I've ever played in my life. I just don't think Russell Wilson has it in him. I honestly don't. I know I'm going to catch some shit from the Bronco fans that end up checking this out. I just do not think that dude has it in him. I still see them finishing at the bottom of the division this year. Best Raider videos on the net. Preach, brother. Oh, man, Rocketeer, what's happening, dude? Carl Cochran's Raider Films is elite. Yeah, dude, that's what I'm saying. I can't sit there and like name all these dudes out because I literally watch everybody. What kind of fish do you have? Frank, dude, I have like, I'm not gonna lie, I have like 70 fish. I have multiple tanks. It's just one of my other passions, dude. If I'll never talk about them, but I have a bunch of angelfish and a bunch of brashears. Those are my 2 favorites. Landry loves Carr. How much would you pay for him, bro? I would cut Brian Edwards' ass in a heartbeat, and then I would take like whatever money we save there and whatever money we could free up anywhere else. If we can get him locked in for like $5 to $6 million for like 1 season, if it was like a 1-year prove-it deal, and we could have Landry on one side and Adams on the other, we'd be unfucking stoppable. Like I'd pay over for him. I'm not gonna lie. Joshua Max protects with Adams, Waller, and Renfro. Dude, I'm curious to see what happens with that because Drake. That's right. Oh man. I don't have everybody lined up in front of me. We have to have like that 3rd down back because we don't have Rashard anymore. I'm really curious to see who fills that spot. Josh is still not a three down back. Max Mitchell at 86, day 1 starter, highest rated offensive lineman in college football. Dude, I saw Max going way higher than that. Like even in the drafts that I was doing online, like doing those little bullshit mock drafts, he was gone before we got to 86. We always beat the Donkeys. We do always beat the Donkeys. And the Chargers always end up fucking blowing it. And if the Chiefs take the step back that I think they're going to, there should not be a damn reason why we should not win the AFC West. KFC schedule is going to be a gauntlet. Dude, our schedule, the AFC West schedules are always a gauntlet for every damn team because we have to play each other 2 times. What do you think of Darrell Williams, free agent right tackle from Buffalo? Should we get him? I honestly don't know him. I'd have to look that up. Jason, what's going on, Joku? I really dig your channel. You have a lot of knowledge of the Raiders football. I've been a Raiders fan since the Howie days. Now the Donkeys. Jason, I appreciate it, man. Thank you for coming out. I'd go for Landry, no doubt. Dude, that would be like my highlight pickup. I don't care how we ended up doing it. If we had to go through the draft and then make some cuts and then he was still sitting out there and we brought him in right at the very end. That's the kind of dude that's smart enough to learn a system like in 2 weeks and be able to come on the field and just become like a number or just a major part of your offense. And now that we finally have a true number fucking 1 wide receiver that I've been begging for years, like literally for years. Oh, dude, I'm so jacked up. I'm not even gonna lie. Oh, EB, what's going on, dude? Should we look at offensive line in the 3rd, 4th rounds or later? It's got to happen. If you're going to be counting on that dude for this season, it's going to have to happen in the 3rd. There is no other way around that. Who was the worst draft pick by Gruden and Mayock? Damn, dude. Lynn Bowden Jr. If I had to, just off the top of my head, that would be the one I'd pluck out of the air. Thoughts on the right side of the O-line? Yeah, dude, we've been talking about it all night. It's like the biggest fucking concern on our entire team. If you don't address it and you go into this season and you have one injury across that offensive line, the rest of your season is complete shit. I think we get a true nose tackle in the draft. Brandon, it's going to be late. Truth, what's happening, dude? Not a big deal. Freddie, how are you? Oh, Gorilla, what's going on? Carl backpedals. He talks some shit about Carr and wanted Mariota to start. That's the thing, dude. You just got to kind of keep up with what's going on. I try not to ever go back. I'm sure if you go through my videos, I've said some shit, and then a few weeks later, I've been like, oh, man, no, I'm going to go ahead and totally back this guy now. And there's one player that slipped my mind, but I know I've done that shit because I've done that shit with defensive linemen over the years. But even Brandon Parker, I was like, Brandon Parker played 2 huge games in a row. Maybe he's turning that corner. And then the next week after that, he got completely pushed in the car and looked like complete shit. So sometimes you really think maybe it's going for it. Forgot about Edwards. Great point. I'd lay Landry too. Dude, if you could trade Brian Edwards for Landry, just say that was a trade that was there's not a single person in the nation that would not take that damn shit all day. And so if you cut him to free up a little bit extra money, you start trimming some fat on the back end of this roster, and then you free up enough money to bring him. Why the hell not? At that point, why the hell not? All I already said I would not sleep on KC. I think they will be good. I'm loving the overhype for the Chargers and the Broncos. It's the same teams people sleep on that make it. I'll give you that, dude. And as long as the Chiefs have Mahomes, they're always going to have that possibility. But they've lost a lot of fucking pieces, like a lot of pieces. And now all that pressure is falling on Mahomes. This is going to be a huge test for him this season. He's going to have to prove if he's worth that damn money. You get an Adams jersey? No, I have not got an Adams jersey yet. Bro, we're going to the bowl, baby, and I agree with the worst draft pick. Dude, we've had some shit draft picks over the years. Going back through time. But in, recent years, Lynn Bowden was a fucking complete bust. Yep, imagine Colton Miller goes down. Dude, Colton Miller goes down. Good, even if Good goes down again, coming back off a major injury, he ends up getting hurt again, and you have to end up sticking Simpson in that spot, and you're almost back to that same damn offensive line we had. You are back to that same fucking offensive line. Colton Miller goes down, we're completely shit on. Then you're going to have Parker on one side, Illuminor on the other, and Carr's going to be running for his fucking life the entire time. Are you going to make it to any games this season? I don't know yet. I'm going to have to see how that whole season or how the whole roster breaks down. It will not be a game in Vegas. I can tell you that. I like to go to the games when they do end up coming around to this area. I've gone as far as to watch them play just in the past. I've gone to Dallas to watch them play. Arnett was worse. Warned him about... Dude, all right, I'm not going to argue with you because we've had some shitty ass picks. I think the worst pick was Arnett. They said put him in the film study, and he knew his... Dude, they did know about his off-field problems. I will give you that. Jesse, how are you doing? Chandler, what's going on? June 1st, your cap goes up $30 million. Do you think we'd free agent tackle then? It's very possible because we get a huge bump as soon as June starts, and a lot of people are like, oh, dude, that's when we're bringing in Honey Badger. That's when we're bringing in this guy or that guy. That $30 million, you got to be able to pay the rookies that you're going to end up drafting. But you're going to have some money left over. I really pray to God that we address the that right side of the offensive line before we address anything else on this team when that money frees up. Sure, and what's good, dude? It's good to have you out. If we stay healthy, I have no doubts. Dude, if this team stays healthy, I have zero doubts we'll be able to knock this shit out. Ryu, I appreciate that. Must be nice having a number one. Yeah, Shrek, dude. It's a beautiful, beautiful thing. And you don't have one anymore, and we do, and I will take that shit all damn day. Sam, what's going on, dude? There's players Raiders drafted, and the fans... We wanted them to succeed, just could not pop off at the NFL level, so we got rid of them. Kind of sucks. Like Mo Hurst, dude, that's a straight fact, Sam. Mo Hurst was one of those players that I talked up more than anyone. Mahomes is going to have to prove that he's the dude. Mahomes, he has to. There's no other fucking way around it. They're paying him so much money going into this season that he has to be able... I mean, he still has Kelsey. They still have a decent running back room. But he's lost to his number one outside threat that freed up all those dudes. Tyreek Hill, I know people don't want to hear it. That dude is a special talent. But he's not going to be shit in Miami because Tua's not going to be able to get him the ball like Mahomes does. Mahomes made him. And that's the biggest thing you have to remember is that if they bring in somebody that's Tyreek Hill-esque, it's going to take him probably a good 6 to 8 weeks to kind of get that rapport with Mahomes. But once they get it, it's going to suck. It's going to suck for a lot of teams. I'm really hoping that we just spec that ass early. Very happy. I won't have to cry over our first round pick for what. Waka, what's happening? Jesse, the winner of this division is going to be coaching. Whoever messes up on the play call is going to lose those games. That's a very real possibility. Arnett was trash. He was trash, but Bowden was trash. They were both legitimately trash, but Arnett was taken a hell of a lot higher, so I'll see your point with that. I want to see what this defense is going to do. With Patrick Graham versus the AFC West. Check, dude. That's going to be some true battles, and I really want to see... Well, I'll be scared as shit to see if he ends up pulling like Bradley did or pulling like Gunther did. At least Bradley would mix it up a little bit. But Gunther would always bring the same exact fucking defense. This is our defense. This is what we need to do to win. Bradley would mix it up a little bit, but it was always that same damn defense. I'm really hoping that we see Graham bring a different defensive setup to the opponent that we're playing and try to match that shit because that is what the elite coordinators do in the NFL. The O-line and the D-line in the draft, unless we grab Sue, dude. Sue's, I don't want his ass. I'm not even going to lie to you, dude. I've heard so many people talking about him, and I think on a 1-year deal, he might be able to come in and make it. That dude's getting old as shit now, man. Worst draft pick in the last 22 years? Oh, dude. We all know, dude. We all know. He's that lovely quarterback that we drafted that was supposed to change everything and then came in and didn't even fucking watch his tape and was drinking his Kool-Aid. Fuck that dude. I don't even want to say his name on this channel. You know damn well who I'm talking about. Adams, Waller, and Renfro is going to be lethal. It is. It's going to be lethal, especially if we can get that running game established. I'm not worried about the offensive side of the ball besides that offensive line. But that offensive line scares me. Defense scares me. Defensive depth scares me. We have to be able to get that shit lined up. Will Renfro catch 100 passes? Yes. Yes, he is. Arnett was trash. Yes, he was. Okay, so O-line issues. Then we become the run-first team that opens up the pass game. I don't want to see that happen. I want to see us be a pass-heavy team. I want to see us use the run game off of the passing game. It's kind of way that the NFL has been structured and kind of working towards. You kind of open up teams and you get them dropping back and then you start running the ball down their throat. And I understand that changes in situational football, especially when you get like down to the 2-minute warnings or you're trying to grind a game out. But as far as like just opening up a game, you want to come out there and you want to be explosive. You want to be able to push that defense. You want to wear their asses out and get them tired running down the field over and over. And then you're kind of stuffing them and kind of controlling that offensive or controlling their defensive line, and then you're able to just kind of start pushing through. That's how we have to be able to win these games. Apocalypse, what's happening? Looking for one of these linebackers to fall to us in the third. Can't wait. Me too. I 100% agree with you, but I don't think that's going to be the move that we make. I'm not sold on the cornerbacks we have so far. I'm not sold on Everett. A lot of you guys are. I'm not sold on that dude at all. Never been so excited about the third round, but I've never been so nervous waiting to see the Z-Man trader move up. At this point, maybe trade to a later round for a stud vet. I'll give you that, Pete. I would take that move. I don't think the Raiders are going to move up in the draft. What position do you think is most important for us to address? Offensive line. Best offseason move was Josh and Dave, Champ and Graham, and Chandler and Adams. Dude, we've had a pretty major offseason. Don't be surprised if June 1st we pick up 2 of those needed free agents to help us get over. If we do that shit on June 1st, and like, because you know they've already been talking to these guys. There's players out there right now that have not signed on teams because they're just waiting for that money to free up so they can make it official, sign their paperwork. And if we have that shit lined up already, and there's a real chance that we do, because Ziegler's not a fucking dumb man. He's going to be out there. He's going to be grinding. He's going to be working with these players. So hopefully hopefully that's the case. Soldier, what's going on, dude? We have the best defensive coordinator in division. I completely agree with that. I want us to sign Cordell Patterson. I would take, dude, for what he showed last year in Atlanta, man, I'd take that shit. I'm not even going to lie. As far as KC, I'm excited. They picked up wide receivers that have straight line speed. That's it. Mahomes going to have the long. I'm going to say KC takes a step back. I'm going to say the Raiders win this division. The Chargers end up taking second. Kansas City comes in third, and the Donkeys end up sweeping the floor like they always damn do. Yeah, I thought he did re-sign with the Falcons. Are you talking about Java the Hutt, the worst recruit? Dude, yes. You know damn well, dude. Jamarcus fucking Russell was the worst draft pick the Raiders have possibly ever made. Ever. In the entire history of the damn team. I know we've skipped over some players to like get other players that ended up sucking, but as far as us just taking a player that legitimately completely fucking sucked, Jamarcus Russell is the worst ever. He might be the biggest bust in NFL history. Can we have 5 players with 1,000 yards and all-purpose offense? No. Not unless you end up doing that. You're talking about Carr being over 6,000 yards this season. I do not see that shit happening. And no, but I really think you're going to end up seeing. I don't think Jacobs or Drake will end up breaking 1,000, but if they both finish like between that 600 to 800 yard mark, this offense is doing incredible things. One of them gets hurt, the other one might end up pushing up over $1,000. I think Renfro gets over $1,000. I think Waller gets over $1,000, and I think Adams gets over $1,000. And then I think Carr's going to finish right around that 55 to 5,600 yard mark with right around 32 touchdowns and I want to say probably 12 picks, being realistic, somewhere right in there. Crazy trade-up ideas. I don't want to see us trade up autumn wind. I really don't. I do not want to see that shit happen. Those guys also put on a completely awesome show. If you do not check them out, definitely go do. They well deserve a sub. But I don't want to see us trade. If we're trading up in the draft, that means we're cutting a key fucking piece off this team. And I don't want to see that shit happen. Lions versus Raiders Super Bowl, no fucking chance. The Lions are going to suck again. I don't care what they do or what that offseason looks like. They're going to end up sucking again. Our offseason has been, our offseason, we've crushed this shit. No team in the AFC West has a solid right tackle. No, but they have better right tackles than Brandon Parker. That is the bottom line. teams know that they can run over Brandon Parker. It gives them confidence going into the game. Brandon Parker ain't going to be able to step up and fill that goal. Illuminor still got his ass, was new, and he was still learning. I think he has more upside right now than Parker does, and I know I've given Parker credit over the years, and I've defended his ass, and I've been like, hey guys, you need to give him a little bit of time. He's kind of learning that swing tackle position. That takes years to learn. He's had years, and then he had his opportunities, and then he looked a little bit decent, and then he went back to the same shit show that we saw. Not sold on him, dude, at all. Keep hearing all these so-called experts say DC's fourth best quarterback in the AFC West. They're going to continue to say that shit until they have to say that he's the best one. Jamarcus Russell sucked, but he beat KC with the 99 yards total offense. That game was hard to watch. Mullen and Rock Ya-Sin are not elite, but are solid cornerback duo. I also think the cornerback will be added in the draft. I think you're right about that. I think we will end up bringing a cornerback in the draft. I really like Rock Ya-Sin. I really like Mullen. I think if you can keep both those dudes on the field, you have Everett just kind of being the spell to them only when he has to come in. You got Hobbs filling that nickel spot for you. That secondary could end up working. A lot of it depends on Abram. I don't want to see him in any kind of coverage, but I want to see him play in the box. In that 4-2-5, you could honestly end up dropping Diablo and blitzing Abram's ass just out of nowhere. I think that could end up being pretty explosive. Goonies never say die. What's happening? DC's going to shut down the haters. This upset, dude. If DC just silences just half these fucking dudes, I'll be happy as shit. I'm not even going to lie. This team is so close. We're one interception from the red zone away from being... Dude, if they didn't fucking blow that bullshit whistle on that play, we would... Oh, dude, that Bengals game still has a fire lit under my ass that you have no idea. I'm expecting Merrick to solidify himself as an elite safety this year. I am too. And if we actually put somebody, and it's not going to be... or Haran, it's not, I'm sorry, it's just is what it is, but we need to get another safety on there that can be like a true, I don't want to say that Abram's not a true strong safety, just can't fucking cover, dude. You think we need a linebacker or a defensive tackle? I think we're in desperate need of a linebacker, like complete desperate need of a linebacker. I think we need a linebacker more than we need a defensive tackle at this point. Can't wait to see Max and Jones. I cannot wait either, Yoshi. I really think that's going to be legit. Everett is quarterback 3, by the way. I agree with the defense to start Mullen and Rock Ya-Sin. Everett is not consistent enough to be a starter. Ardo, 110 fucking %. All right, man, that's pretty much, I'm going to wrap this thing up. I really appreciate you guys checking it out. I really enjoyed coming out and doing live shows tonight. I know it wasn't the best, but it is what it is, man. It's been a few months, but thank you all very much. You can click that like on your way out. It really does help me out. Until next time, I'm Joku. Hopefully we can do this shit again real soon. Until then, we'll catch y'all in the next one.